Male loneliness is felt online, female loneliness is felt in person. New York City, for example, is having dating parties where the women pay $100 and the men go for free. The attendance ratio is still 3-to-1 women to men. And no doubt the men who attend are terrible. And this kind of reminded me of entrepreneur clubs. When you go to an entrepreneur club, it's just a bunch of real estate agents and people who are not real entrepreneurs, people you would never meet. Because no successful entrepreneur really goes to an entrepreneur meetup. Just how no successful guy is going to go to some in-person dating thing. I also wonder if the women who go to this even look like these women. In any case, dating in New York City sucks, especially if you're a woman.
Yo, so I saw this tweet earlier. It says the New York Times is reporting that dating for women in New York City is so brutal right now that some dating events are charging women $100 and men $0 to attend, and the ratio is still 3-to-1, women to men. So I'm not speaking for myself when I say this, but I don't know a guy in New York that can afford to court, meaning they have the money to go date and do the things. I don't know a single guy in the city that has the money to seriously date and they're exclusively dating one person. The majority of guys that I know, they're either tight financially right now, so they're not really dating, or they have the funds and they're dating all over the place. It's really rare to find a guy that has the financial ability to date and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to settle down. So this is accurate. I want to emphasize that I'm not speaking for myself in this post. Good day.
So apparently it's going around. I posted this in the community tab last week, where it says the New York Times is reporting that New York City dating has got so bad that single events are charging women $100 to get in and let men in for free, and men are still not showing up. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. And it's not surprising. You know, you have women making videos. Oh, so many ugly guys out here. I see a bad bitch wherever I go, but it's not attractive men out here. Oh, men got to do this. You got to pay my bills. You got to do this to date me and all this type of stuff. And I seen a dating guru say a woman wanted the guy to make $200K, split household responsibilities. Also, I don't want to work after we get married, and I still want him to cook and clean and help with the children. They have this imagination, and what's really happening is women have gotten lazy. Everybody's gotten lazy in America, you know what I'm saying? But that's a totally different topic. But women has definitely got even more lazier than what they are. And they want a man to come and just do everything. And even if you did everything, you willing to come into a woman's life and do everything, she's still gonna cheat. You know, this facade that men cheat more than women, and they don't. They don't. Women cheat way more than guys. They don't cheat better. It's just that men are too busy getting to the bacon. If they stop and pay attention, you will peep game and you'll catch them, right? And women cheat way more. I'm telling y'all, if you believe that lie that women don't cheat more, you ain't been living. You ain't been living, bro. You ain't been living. It's not even close. It's not even close. Right. And let me stop right here. But most of the women that claim men cheat, they never was in a relationship with those men. That's the crazy thing about it. So that made the gap even wider. But yeah, it's not surprising. Dating events have become a humiliation ritual. They get there and talk about how busty and crusty the guys look. They come with their homegirls. Their homegirls can also have boyfriends, and they don't want to do anything alone. That's why you start talking about the male lonely epidemic. We see men eating dinners all the time by themselves. We see men going at the bar all the time by themselves. And women, oh, why are you by yourself? But women, no, women always need somebody to do something with them. They can't do it alone. I need you to work out with me. I need you to go to the beauty supply with me. I need you to do. They are social creatures. They're more social than we are. So they be going to these dating events with their girlfriends that's married or got a boyfriend or whatever. And because they scared to go by themselves, and they in packs. You got to understand, when guys see more than one woman together in a cluster, that's already going to deter him from approaching you, because you got the blocker, the woman. Oh no, she's good. She doesn't like you, and she could like you, but she hating, right? Or, okay, you got to buy all of us a drink. So it's not even about the confidence or the intimidation and nothing like that. It's just like, nah. It's better when you by yourself and I'm gonna slide in and say, what's up with you? What's up with you? But they come to these dating events, or if they come by themselves, they find two other girls or other girls and they cluster together. It's like, it's whatever. They don't want to approach the guy. They want the guy to do the approaching. All the guys ugly. How do we know we ugly? How do we know we not your type? The choosing signals are dumb. They look up, look down. They don't want you to catch them. They don't want to lock eyes. You got that one thing where women stare at you is because it's uncomfortable. You don't know if they smiling at you because they inviting, or they give you the uncomfortable stare because I feel uncomfortable, I feel unsafe with you here, or it's awkward. Like, it's just like, why even show up? Why show up? Women don't dance no more. You know, what we talking? What are we here for? That's the $1 million question. What are we here for? All you're gonna do is, oh, the guys are so ugly and none of them was my type and my person wasn't here and all the guys were short and all the guys were nerds and all the guy was and he's like, okay, like, what am I here for? Don't got no man and you picky. Then you want the guy to buy you drinks. Then you want him to take you out to expensive. It's like, nah, we good. Because we know y'all ain't gonna stop fucking. We know that for sure. All these women claim to be single, claim not to have a husband, claim not to have a boyfriend or whatever, but they still getting their cheeks clapped by a dude. And this imaginary dude they got in their head that's 6'9" and he make this money, and the guy that's clapping their cheeks, their baby father, ain't nowhere near that. You closer than him. So when women get desperate enough, they'll start approaching men. When women get desperate enough, they gonna start paying for men to go out on dates. They gonna have to start going dust. They gonna have to start approaching. When women are desperate enough, cool. But you know, they never get that desperate because they still fucking. And that's why a lot of women will never find a husband. They sharing the man with somebody else. They still sleeping with their baby father. They sleeping with somebody. You think God gonna put a good dude or a dude that you want in a position to be with you? In a position to be with you? And you still sleeping with your baby father? You still sleeping with a bum ass nigga from your past? You still sleeping with a dude that can't help you pay rent? You still sleeping with a dude who just beat it and skeeted and slide through the side door? You think God gonna see you and you still got somebody's Vienna sausage in your mouth? No. I don't understand the way women think, bro. I don't get it. Why would God put a man in a position to be with you and you still sleeping with somebody else? Come on, man. Hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, find me we'll just hit the link in the description, join me on Patreon.
Alright, so a certain post on X broke the entire platform yesterday, and it was this from an account called Short Squeeze. This person wrote, "Breaking! The New York Times found the dating for women in NYC is so brutal that some dating events are charging women $100 and men $0, and the attendance ratio is still 3-to-1 women to men." And that got almost 11 million views in 24 hours. An AI image or not, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can see that this is very clearly AI generated, but the Red Pill Bros immediately took this information as a win, just reveling in how much men now have all of the power in the dating market. They have control. And listen, all of that is fine and dandy, get excited, be happy, but I just have to say, it really does feel like a certain sect of the internet just wants men and women to hate each other. They profit off of that. A healthy, fruitful society where men and women live in harmony and work together, it just doesn't seem like part of their plan. Let me explain. Now, before we dive into this story, obviously you guys can see I am in a new space. We officially have our new set. This has been something that I've wanted to do for many months now, between babies and holidays and sickness and ice storms. This got delayed. I wanted to have this for the 1-year anniversary of the show, but a bit delayed. But anyway, new space. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy to be recording in this new studio. So thank you guys for supporting us for the last year. I'm having so much fun. I love doing the show, and I love this new space, and I hope that you guys love it too. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on every single one of our episodes, ring that notification bell. If you want farm vlogs and BTS things, you can subscribe at cooperconfidential.com, and we will have a special little trailer for Cooper Confidential vlog at the end of this episode, so stay tuned. All right, diving into today's story, let's see how many people on X I can piss off today. Now, the first and most obvious reaction to this post and this article was that men do not go out anymore because the women do not look like the AI-generated hotties that were in this post. Somebody said because they all look more like this, and here's another AI-generated image, but obviously does not look like the one attached to that post. And yes, I will admit, I am guessing that dating in New York City looks more like this than the hot AI-generated girls in mini dresses in that tweet. You are living in a city that elected Mamdani after all. One guy on Reddit, this was in regards to these dating events, said, I don't go because I meet hotter women on the apps. Every single time I went to these events, it is always filled with women who I am not attracted to. Maybe like women in the pink pussy hats. This comment was also hilarious. The average lady looking for a date at these events, and it is the journo that was pressing Sydney Sweeney on her controversial jeans ad, of course. I do want to push back a little bit on this because when I was in New York a couple of weeks ago, I went to EV Magazine's End of Fashion Week party, and I just have to say, gentlemen, it was chock full of conservative-leaning hot women. Hot women, tall like the Empire State Building, dressed to the nines, great conversation, so they do not all look like SJWs coming out of Portland or Seattle. Anyway, for context, this did not come from a New York Times article. This actually started with a New York Times podcast on Sunday about how
yesterday I listened to a Sunday episode on the daily podcast from the New York Times, and he talked about dating and how many people agree that it's just a complete nightmare today right now. They don't like the swiping, they don't like the gamification of dating right now, and some people are turning into real life events to try to find partners like people in the older generations used to do. And they covered these two events. One was this Wrestle Your Crush event for 18 to 24, and it seemed really fun from the tape that they were able to get. They interviewed a couple of people and they seemed really cute. They seemed to have like a good vibe going on. And then the other one was more of your singles mixer at a home hosted by a wine influencer. So it was a wine tasting and they had hors d'oeuvres and whatnot. And what caught my attention, and I honestly, like, my mouth hung open for a second, is how they said that the entry ticket for women were $100. Each woman had to pay $100 to attend this event. Men, on the other hand, were going in for free. They paid nothing to enter the event. And the rationale is that there's just less men willing to attend these games or these events. They're not dating, they're not going, they're not interested in meeting anybody. So it's just extremely hard to find eligible people, men, to go and date straight women. And even with the price point being $0 for men, only 4 men showed up to this event, including the producer of the episode. And it frankly reminded me of the pilot episode of Sex and the City when Carrie's talking about how for the first time in Manhattan there are women that are making a lot of money, that are making decisions, that have upper mobility, that are doing all of these things that men used to do, and yet they couldn't find a man. They could not find a man. There was a lack of eligible bachelors in the city. As always, Sex and the City is right. I just can't believe that 30 years after the release of the show, almost 30 years, the situation has not changed and probably gotten worse.